This is Dwight Warner from Monroe Martial Arts. I'm sitting here with Amy Kaherl. She's the director of Detroit Soup, and she has so graciously accepted the offer to let us ask her a couple questions about Detroit Soup. So, first of all, Amy, what is Detroit Soup?
Sure. Detroit Soup is a micro-granting dinner that funds creative projects for the city of Detroit. So for $5, people come, they get soup, salad, bread, and a vote. And what you're voting on is pitches from the community. So anywhere from the ideas of social entrepreneurs, art, urban gardening, education, technology, social entrepreneurs. People get 4 minutes to share their idea, 4 questions from the diners, and then everyone gets a chance to have a conversation, maybe learn from each other, and ask the question, what project will help make Detroit better? And whoever has the most votes at the end of the night wins the money from the door. But also hopefully resources have been exchanged and new collaborative projects could happen in the future.
That is awesome. I mean, I came to the last one, and the excitement and the music and it was like, well, it was democracy. I mean, they had a voting booth set up, and everybody got to present their, their project, and then we all talked about it over dinner.
Yeah.
We had a very nice meal, organic soup and salad and bread, and it was. I just had a really great feeling, and I want to do something like that in my community.
Sure.
Okay, and so what this video here is for, I'm presenting it to my students, but also I'm involved in an association of like 200 to 300 master martial arts instructors and their students. And we want to take what we're learning out of the dojo into the real world.
Absolutely.
And we look to people like you as role models.
That's
and
very kind.
it's really interesting. I found out about Detroit Soup while I was in Alabama from a guy who lives in California. So, and then I couldn't believe it's just 25, 30 minutes from where I live. It's been going on for 3 years, and I just was blown away. So I had to come and see it.
Yes, I'm glad you did.
And it inspired me to do something like this, because our community is suffering too. We're in Monroe, and the economy is picking up, and we want to do what we can to help.
Absolutely.
Another question is, why do you do this?
That's a great question. Well, I grew up in Sterling Heights, and then I moved around for about 10 years. And about the end of 2008, I found myself back in Metro Detroit and really started to see the full potential that Detroit had as a place for communication, as re-engagement. It's fun to be a part of a city that's looking at new models and new ways to help build community, bring in small businesses, support one another. I do Soup because there's something so exciting and empowering to watch people help one another, and all I get to do is provide a safe space, a website for people to drop in their ideas, and create a dinner, bring in food for people to sit and engage. And it's less about the dinner and it's more about the conversation, and that's something I'm really fascinated about. It's just people finding new ways to break down barriers between knowing and what we prior to coming in, and having maybe a different perspective when we walk out. That's very interesting. Now, any advice you would have for people like me or people in the 100 that maybe want to do a project like this? Sure. Have a team of people around you. Don't do this alone. I mean, it's a lot of work. When we do it monthly, but we encourage people to do it quarterly, I have a very firm belief in that you don't have to have a lot of rules to make it happen. So the only rule with Detroit Soup is that it has to benefit Detroit. After that, it could be a project that comes back 17 times in a row. It can be a business, it could be a nonprofit, it could just be an idea. But don't limit the potential of who walks in the door or what ideas are brought to the table. I had a question once, I was like, but what if a hate group? Well, maybe everyone hates the same thing, we don't even know it. Or it's a chance for, really in my mind, it's a chance for dialogue of where can we move this idea to an idea of care or of community redevelopment. And then also it's a chance to vent your project. So just getting the word out there, saying that you're gonna do this and opening it up for the community and just letting it happen. Some people are like, well, what if it's a bad idea? Well, how do you know it's bad? You might not be into it, but 95% of the room could be. So allowing the community to speak and being able to hear.